Welcome to the Good Rookies podcast. My name's Fahim.
And my name is Nellie J, y'all, and we are Good Rookies.
That's right.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Good Tuesday to all you beautiful folks out there. And y'all, it is episode 30. Woo! Yes, Raheem, 30. All right, y'all. Thank you, y'all. This is a big episode because our guest, he's a return phenomenal activist in our community. Fahim, please introduce who we got.
That's right. We have a digital creator, as you mentioned, an activist in the community, and co-founder of One More Wear Foundation, amongst others, which we'll get through in the podcast. Let's welcome Andrew Miller to the podcast.
Thank you. Such a wonderful welcome. Episode 30 on my jersey, Steph Curry. Let's get it, baby.
Yo, guys, bars, bro. Bars. So, Andrew, I mean, the great thing about you is that you're always doing things for others. Like, legit, you're probably one of the most selfless individuals we have in Toronto. You're special to our community. So, tell us more about One More Wear Foundation. And I also see that you did like an eBay drive as well. So talk about that for the folks on the podcast.
My city loved me like DeMar DeRozan, so just trying to give back and then be a blessing to those when we can. My brother and I, of course, have the One More Wear Foundation. We do a lot of wonderful things, or we like to think cool things in the community. COVID has obviously thrown a bit of a damper on how we operate, how we move in connecting with the youth and at-risk people in the community. But we just recently had our winter event. We usually have our holiday party, but with COVID this year, we decided to switch it up and do a little initiative giving back to those on the street. So we did some wonderful package we put Janelle gives away stuff too, guys. I don't want to talk about me all the time, but there's a lot of wonderful people doing wonderful things in the community. So we're just really trying to help each other out and make everything better for everyone. So, salute to Janelle, and she did a drive on it when we donated to that and kind of passed items back and forth.
But you guys,
that's what we're about, guys. We're about building communities,
man.
Yeah. So anyone that wants to collaborate, link up, let me know. We're doing a wonderful event with Castlemore Chiropractic coming up in the next little while. But check us out online at onemorewear.org.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Well, we're excited to have you on the podcast, Andrew. The last time it was fire, and I expect nothing less for him.
That's right. So, Andrew, Kyle Lowry, we just finished the All-Star break right now. Been a lot of talk with Kyle Lowry, some speculation of, should we keep him? Should the Raptors trade him? Is he going to leave? One thing we do know is Kyle has said, I will retire as a Toronto Raptor. So that's a quote unquote right there. With the rumors that's happening with Kyle Lowry, what's your thoughts so far?
Well, here's the thing, Kyle. You don't decide if you retire as a Raptor. That's out of your hands, sir. But I do hope that they do give you that honor if we do happen to trade you or something's go awry down the road. Obviously, Masai has learned a lot from his last dealings with superstar players and how to have open lines of communications before you get some negative things said about you in the media. So kudos to the Raptors organization, at least trying to handle these delicate situations a bit better. But yeah, Lowry's a legend, guys. He's obviously one of the longest serving Raptor. He has numerous records, and it would be a disservice to Toronto and all the Toronto man to gal them if there was not a Kyle Lowry statue outside of the Scotiabank Arena.
No, good point. And Kyle Lowry statue for me, that I wouldn't mind it, but we have to also honor the Vince Carter, DeRozan. I feel and Kawhi. I feel there's players that came through Toronto, Chris Bosh, that were kind of iconic. But I don't know. I think the whole rumor situation, some context, right? They said he might go back to Kawhi because, the Clippers need a solid point guard. They say he might go to this team. Literally, I feel a lot of teams want Kyle because it's heart, right? We see how Kyle Lowry plays in the playoffs. This guy he gives it all on the court. Yes, he's an old man, but he works his butt off and he makes people around him better. So someone like that is a veteran player that will add not skill, but add more like confidence, right, to your team. One thing I will say though, when it comes to Kyle, he did put a story out. So he said, the lies tell in the media are amazing. Don't put things out when they ain't come from me. So he's clearly frustrated. That was posted on his IG story. I believe on the Monday after All-Star, because he's tired, right? He's just tired of all the media saying he's leaving, he's going here and here, and he's like, bro, like I haven't said anything to anyone. So it's all, I think teams want Kyle, right? They want him, so they put rumors out there as a feeler. But at the end of the day, Kyle Lowry, I think, will stay a Raptor. And I think just for the culture, he needs to be here, like that, for that alone, right? So I can see them trading Kyle Lowry, and if they do, it's because of a very key player that's going to add to the Raptors right away. That's my thoughts on it.
No, that's fair. I mean, Kyle, he's, as you mentioned, long-serving Raptor, arguably the best Raptor ever. But to address in particular the rumors, there's a lot of teams out there who, if you're making a push, like for instance, Philadelphia, they haven't been this good at this point of the season in so long. One thing we do know is they can use a veteran point guard. Kyle's also from Philadelphia, so you don't need to be in NBA circles to think if you're going to place him elsewhere as a rumor, Philadelphia would be a hot spot. Mm-hmm. Like you mentioned with Kawhi and the Clippers, they could use a point guard also. So a lot of teams that have not got over the hump, that need that, maybe that one, not even that one franchise type player, but that one complementary piece. Kyle would be that guy. I'm actually more surprised that this has got a lot more traction in regards to him leaving. I was with James Harden, Nelly J. I think you remember. I was dead set that James Harden's going nowhere.
Yeah, you were.
I figured someone
him
that
and Giannis
big
ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that contract with Harden, I figured it's just too big and it's just too massive to move. So I thought it was just a lot of sidebar, and it happened. So now I'm addressing with Kyle. I kind of have the same, Kyle's not going anywhere. Kyle's not going anywhere. But after what happened with Harden, anything's possible.
Lowry definitely could have done things a little better, though. Let's be honest, guys. You see the rumors popping up on Six Buzz, $5 million mansion up for sale. You know what I mean? You see those stories leaking there, and then as the Raptors, the Raptors faithful, they get a little nervous. Okay, well, and then the house sold, and then, Lowry's still not saying anything. He's kind of sitting around, just kind of letting people talk. You could have said, hey, man, we good out here. I got another house here. I got the condo downtown. I got my mama house in Philly. I don't need all these properties. And maybe we could have just, eased off.
You're right. But here's the thing. Unfortunately, in this situation, he's not a free agent. So it's not up to Kyle of where he's going to go. It's up to Bobby Webster and Messiah where they're going to move him. So I can understand why Kyle wouldn't say anything, because Kyle really has no say. If they move him to Sacramento, unfortunately, he's going to Sacramento.
Poor thing. No, not Sacramento, man. No. Not to the boy like that. Not to the boy like that. No, not at all. I think if they move him, remember, if he goes to Philly, who we get for Philly? Like, Philly don't want to lose their players. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? So my thing is that, like, it has to be a three-way team deal trade. Right, it can't be a 1-for-1, because Clippers have nothing to give. What do they have to give? They give it all to OKC, right? So I feel like it will have to be a 3-team trade. That's the only way it's gonna happen. Like you said with James Harden, they made it happen. So I mean, let's see if it will happen, but that's the only way it's gonna happen from my perspective.
Where do you guys see Lowry's stock right now? Some Raptors fans a little disrespectful. Some, fair weather fans have forgotten all the contributions that Lowry has done. And do you think that, his stock is still on the upswing, or is he, a sinking ship?
To me, in this NBA era, his stock is high because of the mental strength. I think about it, right? Like certain teams, the Bucks, Philly, Clippers, certain teams that are good in the season, like Fahim said, has not made it to the end game. You know what I'm saying? They haven't made it. And I think it's because during fourth quarter, they don't have a vet stepping in and calming everyone down and letting them just kind of have the game come to them. You know what I mean? So I think if I'm a team that wants to win the playoffs, I want a Kyle Lowry on my team, to be honest. Because if my star player is off, Kyle will come off the bench and he's going to do his thing and make everyone like play well. So to me right now, I think he'd be good for playoff for sure.
Kyle will never come off the bench, by the way. He's
I know,
like Allen,
I'm just saying
he's
for
like Allen
a
Iverson.
starter. Yeah.
Has to start.
I'm just saying if in case.
But in regards to what you mentioned with the stock, in regards to his play, I think he's still on the up. Like he's still at a high level, his play. The problem is his pay. I don't think I'm not going to pay that. I'm not going to pay that for Kyle Lowry, unfortunately, in today's market right now, on the tail end of his contract. That's the problem, the pay and the play, right? But yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Just recently, we just finished the All-Star game, which used to be All-Star weekend, and now is just All-Star day. No, actually All-Star night. Can we call it All-Star night?
All-Star.
Yeah, All-Star night. They packed 2 days into 3 hours.
It's, you know, maybe that's
pre-evening. As Sheldon Cooper, pre-evening. You know, it's in between evening and afternoon. Pre-evening. Yeah. My thoughts on the All-Star. I don't know. Like, okay, I watched the entire thing. It was a long night. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Andrew, like, you're a big NBA All-Star weekend dude, and so is Fahim. You both are actually quite avid. Like, you guys take All-Star weekend seriously. What were you?
Andrew
like,
more than me, I think. Andrew more than me.
And for me, I don't lie. I was hating on the All-Star weekend. I thought it was a dumb idea. I'm like, it's COVID. I mean, these guys gotta take some time off. They've been hosted up in hotels. Give them time with their family to hang out and chill. That was my thought. So I was going in very negative. So, but what was your guys' thoughts on All-Star going in, and when you guys saw it? Like, were you happy with what happened? Were you upset? Your feedback on that.
Excuse me, let me wipe myself with my official All-Star towel that I stole from 2016. All-Star for me, mixed emotions. You know, I know a lot of people working behind the scenes that were definitely looking forward to kind of, you know, carrying on as business per usual. You know, we definitely missed a lot of the norms, and All-Star weekend is something for a lot of people that, you know, kind of brings people together, and that, you know, is a great sort of distraction. But, you know, as a LeBron stan, you guys know I'm a big Bron guy. You know, he kind of set the tone going into All-Star weekend. I feel what the players were kind of echoing that, you know, this wasn't something that they were really looking forward to doing. I think people were kind of looking forward to having that downtime, spending it with their families, and simply just relaxing and you know, taking a moment to themselves. But, you know, the NBA being the big business that is you know, Adam Silver needs that bread. So there's definitely you know, and it wasn't a bad thing. You know, I know I saw a lot of people on the timeline even forgot that it was All-Star Saturday, it was All-Star Sunday night. You know what I mean? So they definitely could have done a little better job in terms of ramping up the excitement for it and letting people know what was going on, because for it to only be 1 day, it did kind of fall a little short.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask, it's usually 2 days, as we mentioned earlier. Now they ramped it into 3 hours. So we started with the...
Well, hold up. 3 nights.
3 days, yeah.
Yeah, 3 nights. Remember, because they have Friday night.
The rookies on the
Saturday
Friday night.
But
then the rookies didn't even get it this year. They're cut out.
Yeah.
So question is this. With the skills competition, 3-point competition, slam dunk, all within that time, what did you think of that? Do you think that's something that do you think that's a formula that could work going forward, or do you think that's just a one-time thing?
One-time thing for me.
Yeah.
One-time thing.
You know, it was there. It seems like there is a bit of they're stretching out the weekend a lot, and you know, obviously for it to be compressed into 1 day as a 3-day thing goes to show you that maybe we could do a little less and give people a bit more. But, you know, it's definitely it was a bit of a marathon. It was a bit of a stretch. And, you know, by the time it got to the halftime.
I was bust.
Yeah. And even
I felt tired.
It seemed rushed. I don't know about you guys, but to me, it just seemed so rushed.
It was like Usain Bolt. Like, real talk, I'm not gonna lie. The skills, again, I feel like it was just like a repeat. Like the same players in the game were also in the skill comp. I'm like, I just saw y'all. Like, I feel like normally it's true. Like the copy paste. Like I just saw Luka in skill set. Like for me, it's like I like seeing different players participating in the All-Star weekend. I like seeing like, you know, the rookies and the sophomores. Then you see like the different players from different teams coming in. I felt like they had the same players for everything, right? Like 3-point contest, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell. Like it was the same people in the game that were in a 3-point contest. It was just very like, I don't know.
I also, sorry, I just want to add there, but like the celebrity aspect of the game was missing too.
Yes.
Like I'm a people watcher. I want to know who's sitting courtside. I want to know what shoes they got on.
Yeah, the shoes, the outfits, man. And
we missed that. You know?
All of that. To me, I think All-Star Weekend, the game is secondary. It's the experience. It's the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. It makes it that much better because you see like rappers, hip hop art, especially in Atlanta. They have so much people there that's celebrities out there, hip hop artists there. I just feel like, you know, that's the thing. Like the All-Star Weekend to me, the All-Star Day, sorry, or pre-evening, what you want to call it, I feel like it just wasn't as good because the players even looked like they were bored. Like they were just like going through the motion. There was no passion. The only thing that saved the day was the HBCU. You know, the fact that remember, like I love the bands, I love seeing the singers. Like the entire event and elements made it better and made it like more appeasing to me. But outside of that, it wasn't good. So for me, like to me, hopefully they do it again with the same concept, but for 3 nights. Because I feel like it was rushed and you really couldn't experience that HBCU, you know, atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? But that saved them. Like the band, all that stuff, that saved them for me.
What I think is, so the skills competition, for the first time, I'm actually ready to let that go. I really don't care much for the skills competition. I watch it. It doesn't move me at all. I remember back in the day they used to have.
Doesn't move me. You're a jerk.
they used to have. Remember that it was like was it WNBA players and
yes,
NBA
I like that.
people, and they'd like take shots from like mid range, 3-point, and then go to half court and so on. I'd much rather watch that than the skills competition. So I think I need to maybe bring that back. In regards to 3-point competition, that's a staple. I don't care. I'll always love the 3-point competition.
It was good this year. It was good
very
this
good.
Year, guys.
Yo, Conley, woo!
It's good every year. Like, you know, that's a basketball event. You know what I'm saying? Like the 3-point shot is part of the game, and just the way it's structured, even with that new the
Mountain Dew.
Like
that was it.
That they got to keep that and keep building on that. The 3-point, the slam dunk competition. Considering they had 3 players and they're short on time, from what I'm hearing, a lot of people didn't like it. I happen to like. I thought it was okay.
Like it.
No,
I didn't like it.
Okay, so how about you, Andrew? What do you think of the dunk competition?
You know, I will say this. There is something to be, and I know you were talking about you didn't want to see the familiar faces in every event, but I feel like sometimes when you throw in the noobs into such a big moment, it has the opportunity to fall a little flat. And I felt like, you know, it might have lacked a little bit of star power. You know, Zach was there. Zach, maybe, you know, I know you're trying to evolve. You don't want to be the high flyer dunk. You won it twice. I get it. Streets still want to see you dunk, bro.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
It would have been nice to see that.
Of the guys who were there, though, how do you think they did? Just being throw-ins last minute. What do you think?
You know, all things considered, I was thoroughly impressed. The problem with the dunk off every year, guys, it's the judging.
Yes. So the judges, they ruined it for me. The very first dunk, the man got an 8.
I thought the first dunk, it was a high, like that was a sick dunk.
First of all, he jumped and put the ball under his jumping leg. Like that's hard to like. That's like, but he didn't jump and it was off his jumping leg. He put it under that same leg.
Right. And then they had Obi Toppin do that between the leg dunk and
they were suspects.
I was not disappointed. I wasn't disappointed.
So I wasn't disappointed. I feel like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like after the Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine dunk contest, I've been a snob. I've been like, I've been very snobby because that was the best. Them and Vince Carter, like, so after that contest, I want that same like boom, boom, boom. So if it's not on that level, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like, oh my god, that dunk contest was lit. It was okay, yeah, it was halftime, but I mean, I'm happy they got like rookies in it to get them involved in the weekend because, you know, there's no rookie really involvement, so I like that. But I feel the judges were off. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And lastly, in regards to the game, this is my take on the game.
Your face.
No, like I feel like I feel like we're taking steps. This game has put the All-Star game back. Do you remember how last year they had the Kobe and they introduced this Elam rule, and last year like the level of intensity, you know what I'm saying? It's always been the first 2 quarters fluff, and then they actually play third and fourth. Year before that, same thing. And that's what we, as fans, I think we all want to see a competitive game. I thought this game, it lacked not more than just being competitive. It almost felt like it just felt not like they weren't in it. You know what I'm saying? Like
they didn't want to be there for him.
I don't want to see guys heaving from half court in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so actually, so I'm going to keep it real. Maybe around the third quarter, Oprah and Prince Harry and Meghan was on another channel. And I went there and I ended up staying there until late into fourth.
That's a violation.
No, you're smart.
That's a technical foul. That's a violation.
You're smart, Fahim. No, honestly, like I watched the entire game, right? But this is the thing. If you look at the minutes played in this game, okay, Team LeBron, the 2 highest minutes players was Luka, Chris Paul. Chris Paul had 16 assists. That's insane. And 8 rebounds, okay? LeBron only played for like how many? For 13 minutes. He was barely there. He came and come out. And their team still won because they had Mr. Steph Curry going off, Giannis going off, even Brown played well, Lillard, like, so the top players. On Team Durant, the most played players, Kyrie, Bradley Beal, James Harden, Zach, and Donovan, and they still lost, right? So my thing is this. When I saw that Durant wasn't playing, Fahim, remember, I'm like, Fahim, game's gonna be sus. Because I just feel like Durant, if he played in this game, it would have been way more entertaining. And without that Durant star power, I feel like Team Durant went in there just to have fun. But you can tell, like, they weren't cohesive. Like, Team LeBron was laughing, cackling, like, like they were having a ball. Like, Steph Curry waving at the end, walking off the court with a logo Lillard 3-point. Like, come on. Like, it was game done from the first quarter. Done. So I don't care.
The stats would show you exactly of how uncompetitive this game was. Giannis was 16 of 16.
That's crazy, Giannis.
Come on, like real, like Giannis is going perfect from the field.
Listen, if you would have watched the whole game for him, you would have seen that Giannis was playing out of his mind. Had a bank 3. He was dunking every time. It was a lovely game. And also, you guys are giving LeBron his drafting skills.
No, LeBron's
future GM.
It was uncompetitive. It was so uncompetitive that LeBron didn't even have to play.
No, he didn't have to play. He didn't. Listen. When LeBron drafted, like if you watch the draft picks, like literally, like LeBron would be a good fantasy draft GM because Durant, don't be a draft GM, bro. Because what were you doing? Like, yes, I get it. You want to pick your teammates, but come on, like Harden was shooting threes and like missing in the All-Star game, and no one's guarding him. So it's like I don't know. Like to me, I feel like. I just felt the game overall. LeBron is now 4-0. He's a GM champ now. 4-0. Give him a fist pop for sure. Yeah. I just feel like when LeBron said Utah Jazz, we don't draft them early. Hey, he was right.
He was
disrespect.
He was right.
Disrespect.
But he was right though.
And before we get, I want to just all the Steph Curry fanboys and LeBron fanboys got to unite and be joyful together. Yeah. A moment.
No, like legit, that was a great moment to see like LeBron and Steph Curry fans, even Giannis fans. Guys, how are the top 3 superstars all on one team? Right. Like, how's that possible? Come on, y'all.
Well, LeBron made it happen. So what? I know we've been kind of dogging on the NBA game for the All-Star, but they had the HBCU, historically black colleges and universities, and that was actually the theme that the NBA had with this All-Star. First time, might I add, right? What's your thoughts on this real quick?
I'll start. Shout out to eBay Canada. I got a wonderful jacket from the United Negro College Fund off of eBay. It's a 3XL, my size, which is super rare to find, but it obviously belonged to a very large brother who was connected with that organization. Salute to the NBA for hopping on. Should we call this a trend? Are they pandering to the blacks?
Pander.
Come on, listen.
For sure. But you know what?
Pandering.
They're pandering, but at least it's benefiting black people. So, but they're pandering for sure.
I'm not mad at the connection there. Of course, Chris Paul, an advocate for all things HBCU. We saw Giannis wearing the Support Black Colleges hoodie in the tunnel walking with the J Balvins. So I'm great to see that these players that might possibly have overlooked it now kind of being reeled in to these sort of wonderful initiatives that the NBA is kind of hoping that more people will get connected with. And also the referees for All-Star Game, all three of them went to HBCUs and are wonderful referees. Obviously, not much of a refereeing going on during an All-Star Game.
Right.
Wonderful gestures.
But what was really cool about it was I like the fact that they had so there's only one NBA player that went to an HBCU, and that is he was there, not in the game, but he played in skills.
Covington, yeah.
Yes. So he was at Tennessee State. So
active. I want to clarify one active player. There have been a few in the past.
Sorry. I mean active, like playing today in NBA. Like, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah. So they actually invited him to come into the skills for that reason, because he is HBCU. So I like that part of it. I like the fact that they had like great bands, even the design of the court. Everything was actually had an HBCU artistry was a part of it, and students that were part of the design. So they took their time to celebrate. Now, I saw that they generated over $3 million for HBCU through donations and scholarship funds, which is incredible. So my thing is that even though the All-Star Day, whatever, it wasn't entertaining, the fact that it did give money back to the culture and give money back to those schools who never get exposure, right? That's the biggest thing, is that getting positive exposure is lacking. So for them, that was probably one of the biggest exposure ever. And I think the NBA did a good job in doing that.
So two things. You're right about the exposure. With LeBron, remember LeBron when he took his talents to South Beach? And no one liked the way he did it. But on the back end, the proceeds went to the Boys and Girls Club, right? So it's kind of like he did it, but you really can't knock what he did because there's something good that's coming out of it. That's how I feel like the NBA's kind of treated this HBCU situation. They knew people didn't want to be there, and they said, you know what can we do? And they said, like, Andrew, perfect word. They pandered and said, hey, you know what? Let's see. So now, like, you can't dog them for playing, because at the back end, it's going to something good.
Yeah,
that's fine. Here's kind of a problem I do have, though. The NBA is right now, it's about approximately 80% black, and it's been 80% black for a long time. And like we could say, Nelly J, there's only one active NBA player who's actually went to an HBCU school, and they never do. So one, why is it taking so long for this to happen? Like, this is not something that just came out of the blue.
My water.
And two, the high school players, like, so I do have a problem with a lot of the programs. Black players in high school, the top athletes, are going to non-HBCU schools. What I was hoping I'd see a lot more of is some real recruitment, or some real, like, something to put in a light, to kind of like a movement to happen, to say, you know what, instead of having the young black talent going to these non-black schools, something to say, hey, you know what, this is where you need to be, and get more players going to the league from this. I didn't quite see that. I've seen a lot of the entertainment value, but I didn't really see a real, I don't want to say recruiting, because I know the NBA can't recruit, but I didn't feel an advertisement was made to even address the fact that, hey, you know what, not a lot of black players are coming from here, coming to the league, but you have, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see a real social That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I felt it was missing the social aspect. Go ahead.
To be honest, like I don't think they can do that at all. Like,
No,
I don't think the NBA is allowed legally to promote or suggest or say, "Hey, go to this instead of NCAA." Remember, NCAA.
I understand the NBA can't, Nelly J, but how about the announcers, the like the people who are working for like the people who are calling the game or
they can't either.
They
like
can't.
Legit. No, no. I'm saying like I feel like when they have these events, I think there are rules of what they can and can't say. I mean, Andrew, like you know more than me. Like, is there like policing around reporters promoting what athletes should be doing in terms of like, I mean, like during the game itself? Can they say, "Hey guys, we want to see more of these black players"?
No. Okay, that's kind of taking out context. I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying like promote in that way. I'm speaking about speaking to the fact that there's not a lot of black players coming from HSBs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's something that I'm pretty sure Kenny Smith, or I'm not sure on the name, but anyone who's calling it, if they're calling a spade, I was hoping someone would step in and say, "Hey, you know what? We have X amount of players in the league." No, you know what I'm saying? Like at least
so they did do that. So I saw some ex-NBA players doing interviews before the weekend, and they did address that. I forgot his name, but he was saying that, you know, this is going to help promote these schools to give them an opportunity to recruit better players. So they had those interviews, but it wasn't at the actual, like during the game, but those combos did happen before and after the All-Star event. I would say
the pregame lead up was really good in terms of their storytelling, in terms of highlighting what these HBCUs have historically meant and also what they should be doing going forward. Connington, you know, he gave $1 million to build his own facility, sports facility at his old school.
Yeah,
right?
Unheard of. Like, imagine, like, that's the real, like, yo, I made it, and I'm giving back. He literally gave $1 million to make sure that the foundation of the sports programs, that the athletes will have the same sort of accommodations that these other schools have. And even Chris Paul, he had an amazing story. He went to Harvard. Brother went to Harvard, was taking a class, and was like, yo, how could this class be, I don't know, I think it was Georgia Tech. I forget where he moved the class to. But he literally took a Harvard program, took to the professor, took the notes and moved it literally to an HBCU. And it was something like, it was, I think, coding or like some advanced sort of, something crazy.
That they didn't have before. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't have before.
But like,
That's
this is the thing, like it literally, they told all these stories to help show the inequalities, and also showing people that, hey, this is how we can make these situations better for those that attend.
To piggyback off of that also, so we have Michael B. Jordan. And he has,
good memory.
In New Jersey, he has this HBCU showcase to showcase young high school talent. And that is something that's directly to get these high talent to go to HBCU schools. So even that, though, you figure, you know, he's already doing that. Why wouldn't the NBA do anything to even promote even that, to say, hey, this is what's happening? You know what I'm saying?
Legal, bro. Legal.
Trying not to be all negative, because you're right at the end.
But didn't you guys want to go to HBCUs as kids? Like, I grew up watching the Cosby Show,
right?
And you know what I mean? Like, it was the flyest thing. I wanted to go to Howard.
Different world.
That's me too.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, I agree with you both. Like the NBA, I feel like they have, remember, the NCAA and NBA are very close tied, right? And so anything competing with NCAA, they have to tread lightly, right? So I think what they did was a great middleman for what they can and can't do. I think they raising $3 million, although what they did was fantastic, but the NBA can only do so much without getting their hands
No, I get it. So the NBA also, though, I have a feeling this is going to be another kneeling situation. Remember what I called it, Nelly J, in the bubble? And we had a discussion saying, you know what, after the bubble, do you think when the season starts, they're going to keep kneeling?
Come on now.
And I was like,
no. Yeah, well, like, no.
The kneeling stopped when the bubble popped. And, and that's where we're at right now. I think hopefully they can keep this up next year. But I have a feeling after there's no longer a need to pander to these players, I have a feeling there's no longer a need to address the HBCU situation.
I hope
we'll see. We'll see.
I feel like I wanted more of that instrument. I'm like, yo, these bands are lit. Like I was at home, like they made everything with the intro. I was like, okay, like let's so I'm hoping there'll be more next time or
No,
next
real
next
talks.
year.
All right, so Nelly J, let's go to For the Culture.
For the culture, y'all would like to highlight individuals and organizations that are for the culture. And folks, we want to talk about someone that is very special to my heart, Dame Dalla, Damian Lillard, Dame Time. Guys, 5-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, okay? Re-signed with Adidas last December. A father, going to be getting married just now, right? A leader. Has his own record label, Front Page Music. And in January 2020 last year, he actually partnered with a startup company called VIZN Gaming, where they do virtual reality games, okay? So this man is just busy. So now we're a rumor, I think his name is Chris Haynes. He tweeted out that Dame Lillard has signed with a luxury watch brand. All right, y'all. And the luxury watch company is a multi-year global corporate partnership, and they say that it's going to have Dame Time signature watches as well as you know what time it is products as well. But they haven't announced what company or who it's going to be with. So, yo, who do you think Dame is going to partner with? Is it going to be Rolex? Like who?
I don't know. A lot of players in the past have had some watch deals. D Wade, of course, had the Hublot. Braun, I think, has a AP Royal Oak edition. Even Tony Parker had a little deal with Tissot, the official timekeeper of the NBA. So watch deals are no stranger to NBA players. But listen, if it ain't a Rollie, come on, Dame. It's got to be Rolex. No, it's got to be.
I think it's going to be Rolex. I don't know why, but I feel like Dame Time. Like, first of all, guys, I know it's been a big argument online lately, but if you had to take one last shot for your life, this is for your life, y'all, and it's like clutch, right? Who you picking, Dame Time or Steph? And I'm picking Dame. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Dame, I had a clutch shot against every team in the NBA. That's insane to me. Who has done that in the past? No one has. This guy is too clutch. So I'm hoping Rolex, but honestly, who knows, man? How about you, Fahim? Your thoughts on Dame his ventures? He's doing video games. He's doing watches, Adidas resigning. Like, your thoughts on Dame?
So
Dame
I'll
time.
address your first question, which was Steph or Dame in the clutch.
Yes.
I'm going with Dame. Oh wow,
Andrew, go with Steph. Andrew, really?
Okay, so Andrew, just here's the reason why I feel
good.
Here's the reason why I feel confident with saying Dame over Steph. I watched Steph clutches. The finals. Dame's been there. I mean, Steph's been there, and that's where clutch is. He's been there. He's been on the winning team 3 times or 4 times. How many rings does Steph have?
3.
3. He's been there 3 times, and he's never been a Finals MVP once. I've watched Fred Van. I'm just saying, I've watched Fred Van Vliet and Steph Curry, and I've watched Fred Van Vliet outplay Steph Curry in a crunch time situation. So Steph's the greatest shooter of all time, and we're talking crunch and life.
Crunch and life, Andrew.
Andrew,
life
go
on
ahead.
the line, bro. You will die if they miss a shot.
Listen, guys. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful.
We're not. Yo,
listen, I love Dame too. Quiet. Hard worker, assassin, silent assassin. Just waves by at people and just with the game. I get it. But don't be disrespectful to the babyface assassin. I'm a LeBron guy. I'm not even the biggest Steph fan. But somehow this year, I don't know what happened. Steph Curry has turned into this sort of like advocate for not only for the brothers, he's speaking up and he's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
He is. I like it. I'm not going to lie. I like it.
This is the most aggressive we've seen Steph, and he's cheesed.
Yeah.
Don't let the light-skinned man get cheese. He'll turn red and flustered, but he'll be ready to hit with the most accuracy you've never seen. So he's playing, he's playing really, really well. He's playing strong. He's showing that he can go to the basket and take the contact and finish. You know what? Hey, I don't know who I am this year. 2021's nuts. Steph Curry, guys. Give him his flowers.
Honestly, like Steph,
True.
again, hence why I said Steph and Dame, because to me, they're the best shooters in the NBA. But all I'm saying though is that the reason I'm picking Dame is because of numbers. He's had a clutch winning shot against every team in the NBA.
Nelly J, let me count the rings, Nelly. Nelly J,
I get
let's
that.
count the
Honey,
rings. When does it matter
I don't care
most?
about rings. I don't care about rings. So I'm not quiet. Shoot for me? No. I don't care about rings. I'm of LeBron. Shoot for me? No. I don't care about rings.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. If it's a clutch shot, I'm picking Dame over LeBron. I'm sorry, Andrew. And I love me some LeBron, okay? King James. But I'm saying, if it's for my life, I got to pick Dame time. Every time.
Yeah. If we're talking brands.
Just clutch. Just one shot. Clutch.
Did you guys not get reminded of the fantabulous shooting abilities this All-Star weekend that Steph Curry pulled out?
Oh, of course.
When the game was on the line, when the balls on the rack were coming down to the last. You know what time it is. It's
I
Steph.
know, but guess what?
We'll make it happen, guys.
But
I do remember
the All-Star game when it was time to make a winning three. Who did Steph Curry pass the ball to? Dame time. It was Steph knew. Steph was like, listen, the man shot from the half-court logo. He just went to the half-court and shot it. And Steph walked off the court because he knew it was going in. So even Steph knows Dame time. I'm sorry, bro.
Steph was pretty close at getting the MVP this weekend as well.
He was.
Don't disrespect Steph, guys. Don't overlook him.
No one
Just because he's been a proven winner for so long, people tend to forget the resume.
I'm kind of hoping that, or I wish that Dame took a page from Shaq or Steph Marbury. In regards to shoes. Like Shaq had shoes, Steph had shoes. Instead of being on the high end of shoes that people can't afford, they made everyday shoes for the everyday person.
Agreed.
Everybody who has a watch deal, it's to go to the high end, whatever. Dame, I would have liked to hear him do a deal with Target or Walmart or something, and just have the masses, just everyday people, I think would just attract to just a nice clean watch, maybe about 100, 120, whatever. That you everyday wear. Why not? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're right. He's probably gonna go high end, but whatever.
Yeah, for sure it's a luxury brand due to rumors. Well, to Chris Haynes, but we'll see. I don't know. At the end of the day, like I'm very Dame has grown a lot the last couple of years. I saw Paul George apologize to him this week. Remember Paul George talking some smack to Dame in the bubble?
He didn't need to apologize. He didn't need to apologize, Paul George.
Well, he did, because he was like, Dame, my bad. And Dame was like, yo, no problem. No problem. So they apparently they shook hands on the bench during the All-Star weekend, and they're cool. So I mean, they've been cool, but it's more like face to face, right? So at the end of the day, I'm just like, Dame, he grew on me. Like, I first was still the punk ass Dame guy. I'm like, oh shoot, this guy's really good. Oh, he can play. He's hard. Oh, like he talks back. He claps back. Like, Dame will defend his people, his coaches. Like, he don't care. And I admire that in a player. And he has a good integrity. So big up to Dame. Hopefully his deal is going to be affordable, like Fahim said, but maybe not, right? He may be getting paid a lot of money.
More than likely it won't be. I'm just dreaming right now.
I like that idea for him. I love that idea. I think that'd be amazing if he actually did something like an iWatch or an app or something that promoted health and wellness or something like that.
That'd be nice.
Something different.
Well, hopefully China can make a copy for us. I'm joking. I'm so rude.
I got a Dame story. 2016 All-Star Weekend in Toronto. Dame Lillard not selected. This dude sitting in the crowd watched the entire game looking angry. It's like he was just like envisioning himself. And I was like, man, there's something about these guys that like what they use to motivate themselves.
Right.
And it was him missing it in 2016 to just sit there and watch from the crowd. Like, I looked over like, dog, what is Dame Lillard doing sitting with the man? Right? You know what I mean? But he was just.
Well, I wonder what he's thinking. I think he's thinking, how does Kyle Lowry have these all-star appearances and I can't? What is Kyle Lowry doing on the court? And I'm not.
You're a Raptor hater deep down. I'm trying to figure it out, man. Yo, Fahim is well confusion, man.
But to end with for the culture segment, Dame actually did sign recently with a sunglasses brand, Oakley. And to me, Oakley isn't really high brand. You could afford Oakley. And they're going to be launching their new partnership as well. So that would be cool to have a little Oakley or Dame time.
Them Oakleys are expensive. Don't get it twisted. Them Oakleys are expensive. They look like old, country bumpkin stuff, but they're $300 for them Oakleys. The big,
Hey, guess what? I'll go to the Indian man on the street at the at the market there, at the flea market. Trust me, I'm gonna get a good price.
You got the hookup. Hit Nelly for the DMs.
Flea market, yes, man. Flea market prices, yo.
All right, so let's go to That's Absurd.
That's absurd. Fahim, bro. What was absurd this week? What was absurd?
We did a lot of laughing, and this is not a laughing matter. Meyers Leonard from Miami Heat. He was playing Call of Duty, and while playing Call of Duty, went on a rant that we could say is anti-Semitic. Said some words that was very offensive, and the NBA has stepped in and did an investigation. From the investigation, they fined him and given a suspension, and he also has to attend cultural
learning,
sensitivity training, etc. Meyers Leonard, absurd, my friend, absurd.
First of all, guys, this man is 29. He's 29 years old. He's a grown man. And when I actually watched the video of him playing and how he said it, I get it. In video games, I play games with my nephew. We play some games, shooting games, all that stuff, and you get heated. You're into it, But I've never, in those moments, throw racial insults like to anyone, to any race like that. Even because you understand that it's ignorant and it's also very offensive. And as a person of color, we get that very well. This Meyers Leonard, again, I'm not trying to call like he's white guy, but I feel like a lot of white players are so, I never knew, I didn't know. And it's like, how can you not know? And it could be him being indifferent. Maybe he heard his dad say it or someone say it around him, and then he's saying it now. But that word that he said, first of all, that entire word he said, Fahim and Andrew, I had no idea what that word was. I'm like, what did he say? So it's not in my vocabulary because I've never even heard the word say in my life. So how the hell did he know that word to say it out loud? And of course, the way he said it, it was an aggressive term that he said to someone during the game. But it's like, bro, that word came from somewhere. So I don't really believe his whole I don't know what it meant kind of thing, because I feel like he knew what it meant. I'm sorry, I do. Andrew, your thoughts?
Listen, that man is too big and too grown to be saying words that he doesn't know. And obviously he knew enough to say it in a negative way while playing a video game. Listen, I don't know what to say. I think there's just a calamity of errors. I hope they really stick it to him. I hope he does some really deep reflection. But what do we want from him? Like what would make this go away? And then that's what I really come to now. Like, people are gonna say some stupid stuff, and when they say stupid stuff and they apologize for it, what do we do now? Do we just like say, all right, cool, and we throw you the pass in the post? What are we doing here?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's a time to educate. Right? I think education is thing. I think I don't believe in cancel culture. I think people make dumb mistakes. And I don't think someone should be canceled for that mistake. However, I think it's good that that we're talking about it and that people are now aware of it. Now, if someone else comes out and says that same word and go, I didn't know, then we can say, okay, bro, how can you not know? Because this happened 2 weeks ago. But just like our boy Doug calling Dwight a thug after Phil Jackson said the same thing, I feel like it's going to happen again. And it's like, when do we say, okay, this has been discussed many times, but people are still doing it and saying it, right? So I feel like we got to treat every situation in its own bubble. And I think for this, I think Edelman, he reached out a letter to him and said, what's scary is that people who say things that are offensive and don't know what it is, they're more dangerous. And I agree with him. Like, he needs to be checked and of course learn all the slurs that he can't say and not say those things. Because again, I feel like saying, you're fired from the NBA is not going to help the situation. This isn't going to change anything. Because I think after this, I don't think people knew who he was, but now everyone knows who he is. So he's known for this forever. And I think that's enough punishment as it is, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I think the NBA, I think they got it right in regards to what they did. Who's the football player? Was it Deshaun Jackson?
Deshaun Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson had a...
Right, the one who made, some kind of anti-Semitic thing in the past.
Nick Cannon said it with Viacom. Remember, he got fired from Viacom, Nick Cannon.
Right, Nick Cannon. So, I mean, these things, it's just, you're right about the cancel culture. That's where we're in right now. It's all about, I do believe that Meyers Leonard, well, it's not really what I believe. It's just Meyers Leonard, you're right, Andrew. He's far too old and too grown to be saying things or saying words that you don't know what they are. He used it, and he used a word. He was looking for something offensive, and he used that in there. You know, and in the way he said it, it's like he said it.
It was very aggressive.
Yeah, he realized what he said.
He didn't though. Someone called him. Remember? So in the video, he was playing the game. He said it. He was still playing.
Like
and then someone called him right away, and he was like, "Oh, I have to go. My wife needs me," and he ran off the game. So someone called. Someone said, "Bro, get off the game right now. You just messed up." Yeah. Because he didn't know.
You know, here's the thing, guys. I come from reality TV, and people that are cast on reality TV sometimes aren't the most brightest people. You know, they're put in that show simply because they look good and they feel, you know, maybe an archetype or hit a, you know, tick a box.
Right.
But this gentleman has been, you know, playing with many tournaments, been up, you know, through many leagues and many life experiences. So for him to be, you know, that narrow-minded, short-sighted, and just, you know, unaware, really does show his privilege and his ignorance. So I think if anything were to happen to him, you know, hey, I'm not gonna miss him. You know, I think he's replaceable, and I think at this point in this time, like for teams to, you know, say, hey, you know what, we don't really need another big, or we don't need a guy that can, you know, shoot the three, or, you know, defense. We'll take the guy that is less problematic and you know, comes and can do a job better, you know. But
I agree. You know what? His agent gonna have a rough time to sell him to endorsements.
Yeah, he's sunk.
Like how is he ever going to sell himself? Remember, NBA, you make your money from endorsements, outside partnerships, right? Like, how is he going to come back from this?
He'll be out the league soon, and this he'll be like, remember that guy who said that? What happened to him? That's going to be what's going to be his story after this. But salute to his wife or whoever called him and told him, bro, get off the damn game, because that person at least was like, hey, this is what you need to do.
One other thing. Yeah, salute to his wife. Have you? So I seen there's an Instagram post of his wife. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen her. I followed her for a second. I just, you know, see.
Okay, so she had a rack of she had a rack of balls, like a 3-point contest, and she threw two. She grabbed 2 balls at the same time, put them up, in, grabbed 2 balls again, same time, shot them in, and lit. Must have hit like 5, 6 threes in a row, just bam, bam, bam. She's a better shooter than Meyers Leonard.
Facts. Mic drop. That's absurd.
Absurd.
That's absurd.
All right, so let's put this episode in the books.
Woo! Awesome, y'all. So that was episode 30.
30.
So Andrew, you know the drill. We want to give our special guest shout outs at the end of the show. So Andrew, the floor is yours.
I want to shout out all of the wonderful women in sports media that are doing in uncharted waters, doing wonderful things, showing diversity in all fields. But, you know, it's definitely something to be said of these women that are in a male-dominated field, and they put on that armor every day to go into some of these work environments, not knowing how things will, you know, turn out, being questioned about their intelligence and knowing the game. But some of these women are even more qualified than their male counterparts and should be definitely taking up more space in that field. So salute to all the women out there that are doing the wonderful things, keeping us men in line. And you know what, men, we need to do better jobs, you know, supporting and advocating for women and women's rights. So that's my message this week. Check me out on my Instagram at Those Miller Boys. And yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Wonderful show.
Nice.
Guys, shout out at Those Miller Boys. I want to actually shout out and piggyback Andrew. So first of all, I want to shout out Andrew Miller for coming on the podcast. You are an advocate for good rookies. You're a part of our family. We appreciate all your support, all your comments, your likes, like real talk. We appreciate you, bro. So whatever you plan on doing, we got your back, period.
Hey man, you know, I'm all for about the community. I want everyone to be, I like to see people win. I don't know about some people from the city. Some people don't want to see the man them win, man them shine. I saw Fahim on NBA TV cast. The man them are on. You know what I mean? And this is what we need to see, because it's the people like yourself and Fahim and Jomo behind the scenes doing the work that people don't want to do. So, it's very hard to do this and put together content and to create. So salute to the real creators that aren't copying, that are doing their own thing and creating their own way.
Awesome. No, thank you, man. We appreciate that. And I also want to shout out. So the Raptors are going to have a March 24th game. They're going to have an all-women TV broadcasting. Okay. So it's going to feature Megan McPeak, Kia Nurse, and Kayla Gray, and Kate Berenice. Is it Berenice?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And Amy Audibert. So they're all going to be an all-women team. And I'm excited for that. It's on March 24th. Y'all better support these amazing ladies. And also I want to address that a lot of the guys on the comments were like, I'm not watching that game. It's going to be on mute. So like Andrew said, a lot of people are just really negative towards women in sports.
Can I say something?
I don't know why. Mm-hmm.
The Raptors broadcast team is long overdue for a change. That's something that people... I don't know how and shout out to Rod Black, wonderful gentleman. I know him, talked to him many times, decent guy. Rod Black, you've been in that job for 26 years, bro. You got to go. You know what I mean? Jack Armstrong, Jack, I heard you make a reference to Gangstar, calling it a singular person. Brother, listen, there definitely needs to be a changing of the guard. Shout out to my guy, Javon Shepard. Shout out to my boy, Akil Augustine. Shout out to Savannah Hamilton. Shout out to all these wonderful people of color that are waiting for their opportunities in the limelight. Get these people, these white men, out of here. Listen. Get them out of here. It's 2021. I'm tired of seeing this. Let me stop.
No, honestly, like
that part.
They need to change up. Remember, it's only one day, and I'm hoping it's one day that will become more common. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hoping it's not a one thing because let's just check off Women's Month and let's keep it going. I'm hoping that these ladies get other opportunities to be a part of the broadcasting team for Raptor games in the future. So March 24th, support. And y'all, if you got a friend out there that's hating and taking comments on Instagram, whatever, please check your friends, because don't just think men can talk about sports. Women can as well. Fahim.
That's right. And my shout is simple. Andrew, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that shout out. That's a legendary shout out right there. That's episode 30. Let's put this one in the books.
Y'all.
Episode 30, Good Rookies Podcast. Go ahead, Nelly J.
Of course. Please comment, share with a friend, like, subscribe. You know the deal, y'all. We are everywhere. Fahim.
All right. That's episode 30, and we out.
Peace.